Stephanie Robinson. She's written some episodes for me specifically, and she's super talented. And also a young black woman. And I think it would be a really cool to do that. But I think I would have to kind of get that boat moving. But totally, I think it's definitely something I'm super, super into doing. And I will let y'all know if it does happen.
Yeah, I think you'll hear.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody for the great questions.
Thank you.
I do say I sat and watched this whole panel, even though I really didn't know what was going on at the time.
Yeah.
But my favorite picture that came out of this was the one I took, and it was Deadpool asking her a question. The last person, it made me laugh.
Yeah, last person.
I'm going to put it up in the graphic for this episode. It's her sitting there, and right in the background you have Deadpool at the microphone.
Yeah,
very funny.
And even better is he made the little heart symbol with
it was fantastic.
Right, he kind of played in character, and you're kind of wondering whether or not it was Ryan Reynolds or not.
It was not Ryan
because
Reynolds.
he kind of had the same type of mannerisms, but it wasn't. And the question he asked Zazie Beetz was, I believe, was a very good question.
I don't remember. I just played it on the audio, so people heard it already. But
but
overall, it was a good panel.
It was a good
something
panel.
I don't know, and for a movie I don't watch, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, she's hoping that the studio casts her in another movie, either with Deadpool or having her character go off on her own.
Okay, I'm going to ask you guys this.
Go ahead.
What do you think is going to happen with Deadpool now that Disney owns Fox?
Oh, from what I've heard, they're not.
What do you think, though? What do you think should happen?
I think they should bring him into the MCU.
Really? I don't see that. I don't see that working.
My thing is, supposedly, is that the first project you're going to do is do Deadpool, but basically have it
the PG-13 version,
right?
But that's
right.
Well, I'm talking about if they do another. Do you think Disney will actually do a Deadpool movie? An actual Deadpool movie?
Probably.
I would say they would, but I think it would be under their Touchstone label.
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, though, probably under Marvel Studios because,
yeah, true. Oh, yeah, Marvel's. But the thing with Marvel, they've never done an R-rated movie
because
under Disney.
Yeah.
Because under Disney, if they had something that was mature content.
But do you expect them to have the Walt Disney logo before a Deadpool movie?
It'll probably be either Touchstone or Hollywood.
Yeah. Okay. I was just thinking the same thing. Like, I don't expect the Walt Disney logo on an R-rated movie.
It would be mad to actually try and drop it to a PG-13 considering how much money they've made being R-rated movies.
Well, I agree. I agree with that. And I also think the PG-13, the gimmick, gimmick to have some fun with it and they fun of themselves. I think that's what that is.
But even then, the character of Deadpool is pretty much aware of whatever he's in. Like, for example, when he guested on Ultimate Spider-Man, he was aware of it, where he was in a cartoon and what rules he could or couldn't break. So they could probably hang a lampshade on the fact that they can't really do much because it's a PG-13 movie.
Fair enough.
Here's the other thing, too, is that when you go to Walt Disney World or Disneyland, right, and the Avengers are part of the theme park.
Technically, they're not.
Well,
technically, they're not.
I know, but
technically they're not.
Technically not.
I'm just saying,
but
technically in Florida, they can't do that.
Right.
They only can have the Guardians. Right. They don't have the right to have Marvel characters at the theme parks in Florida.
Correct.
Continue.
That's something that is coming.
I just wanted to clarify the laws.
But for Disney to make money, you're gonna basically, for lack of better words, you're gonna basically pimp out the Avengers and other superheroes. Now, here's the thing: would you add Deadpool to a theme park?
I think you could put Deadpool on a cruise.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. Have an adult cruise and have Deadpool as the guest.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that would be fantastic.
Well, let's be quite honest. They put Deadpool in a cartoon. They could put him in the theme park.
True. But I'm just saying, if you have Deadpool in the theme park and not have to say anything.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Yeah.
Have Deadpool in the costume, not have to say a word, and know the mannerisms. And it still work.
Right.
He is that kind of a character.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you should be able to get something special from him if you give him a chimichanga.
Yeah. But my point is, though, you could do that in the park, but I'm more thinking if you really want that, you
on
could
a
do
Disney cruise
Star
line?
Wars cruise line. And do that for like a Deadpool thing. Do a Marvel-themed thing and say Deadpool's here. Don't bring your kids.
Yeah.
And then that gives the adults something to do.
Yeah.
So throw that out there.
If you do something like that, who would you put with Deadpool for a cruise?
I don't know.
Colossus.
No. I got one better.
What are you thinking?
I got one better. You put Domino.
That's fair enough. I was going to say, Spider-Man, just to have some fun with it. Just to have some fun
Well, you
with
need
it.
someone to actually be the straight man to Deadpool. So.
That's why you have Spider-Man.
Wouldn't it be great if they put Captain America?
That would be amazing.
Wait a minute. Wouldn't that be the taxi cab driver?
Oh, Doppender?
Yeah.
No, because you see in the second one, he's going off of the deep end a bit there too. But,
Okay, all right. Well,
but yeah, I'm sorry, Captain America and Deadpool would be
that would be, especially if it's like the do that animated. That'd be a great animated movie. I totally watch that.
What was the superhero girl's name on X-Force?
The
one that had the butch haircut.
Oh, Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
There you go. Have them with Deadpool on a cruise.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's that. We move on. We did a lot more walking around.
I'm sorry, I have to say it. Negasonic Teenage, what the shit? That's the coolest name ever!
Okay.
All right, so let's continue on because
Yes.
I got one more thing we got to get into.
Go ahead.
We all did a little bit of walking around, but we could not leave the main stage area because we needed to make sure we had our seats.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we got moved back because apparently all the first 12, 13 rows were paid for by VIPs.
Yes.
We got moved back. So this is why I'm very glad we have other audio than our audio for this. I have to thank for that.
Oh, there you go.
But the panel was hosted by Angelina Roque again, and it was Chris Evans, Karen Gillan, and Lee Bryce, Avengers and Guardians. Before we get to the actual panel, I want to talk about something that happened before the panel.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, I don't know if it's the same thing that I saw.
I don't know what you're reacting to. I don't know what you're reacting to.
Okay.
I haven't said anything. You don't have my notes in front of me.
All right, go ahead.
But, well, first of all, I have to give credit. They were trying to keep people from being bored, and they were showing the Spider-Man panel from last year at Comic-Con. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yes.
But anyway, the next thing was they had a little kid in the front row, and he was dressed as Captain America, and the host was amazing because they were running late on this panel, much like the night before. Running late on the panel, so they're trying to fill some time, kind of kill some time. They brought a little kid up to warm up Chris Evans' seat, and it was the most adorable thing ever.
Supposedly for a lighting test.
It was adorable.
Lighting and audio, yes.
So freaking cute. That was a great moment.
And just to let you know, the crowd gave a wonderful applause to this little boy, and it made him feel fantastic, which is great.
And I know I was recording audio, so let's see if I have the audio clean. If I do, I'll play it here.
This could be one of them. All right, we're gonna get that. Yeah. Oh yes, you would be perfect. Would you mind helping him up to the stage here? We gotta get a lighting test to make sure that.
This is a lighting test. This isn't a real show.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Of course. All right. Let's. We want to make sure that Chris looks great.
Let the lady shut this.
Exactly. And where are you from? When you get birthday cards in the mail, what does this say? Okay. Look at me sit down here. I'm sitting right there. Okay, I'm gonna get out of the way here. Yeah, look in the center camera there. Fluff your hair around. Do like a pose. It's good. Can you raise the shield real quick just to see in case? Okay. That looks perfect. Kai, thank you so much. You did a great job. I'm going to take you off stage. Let's give it up for Kai. I can barely tell the difference. All right, thanks everybody. We're going to get this panel started very soon. But one more time, let's give it up for Chris Evans, Lee Pace, and Karen Gillan out soon.
All right, let's get to the panel.
Well, before we do it, let me...
Go for it.
Okay.
See what you guys say.
From this panel, you can tell it was mostly female, and it was...
It was half-half.
Right, and it was for Chris Evans. The thing I noticed before the panel started is the long lines of women for the bathroom.
Yeah,
It's
there
like,
was a lot of women at this con.
Yeah.
Like, I was surprised how many
I mean,
women were at this
the
con.
lines went really long, and they were waiting to get in. And I'm thinking to myself, man, if I could charge $1 for every time they went into the bathroom, I'd be rich.
There was so many women at this con. I've never seen this many women at a convention like this.
I was
This is
waiting for
crazy.
some of the women to go into the men's bathroom.
Well, I was going to
If they're
say,
in costume, maybe they'll pull it off.
Well, there you go.
one time I was desperate enough to go into the ladies' room.
Listen, in the right costume, they probably can get away with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, okay, so the panel, Chris Evans, Gillan, and Lee Pace, I really enjoyed this for what we were there for. We had to leave in the middle of it because we had to get back to town.
Yeah.
But, overall, Kyle was making a joke right before we came on about Chris Evans. You can just tell him what you were saying.
Chris Evans was basically earning the gold medal in the not divulging spoilers event in the Olympics this year. I mean, seriously, the man did every dance but the Charleston around a spoiler.
It was pretty amazing, actually, because you can tell he's been doing this for a decade.
Yeah.
He learned how to not actually answer a question while answering a question. It was amazing to watch.
And
So we shall see him in D.C. soon.
But the thing that I liked about the questions to Chris is they were asking him on different things, and
they're trying to
trip him up.
It didn't work.
And it didn't work, except there was one question.
Wait, well, before you even say that,
Okay.
let's throw to the audio, and we'll play the entire panel, even the Q&A we were not at, from Ace Universe.
I'm Angelique Roche, and I get the opportunity of being up here for our next panel. Are you excited? Well, without further ado, I'm going to bring to the stage a lot of people who you probably don't need to be introduced to, but I'm going to do it anyway. Karen Gillan, Lee Pace, and Chris Evans.
Where do I go?
Well, hello.
Hello.
Hey there.
Here we are at Ace Comic-Con.
Woohoo, Chicago.
It's Chicago. You got a lot of fans out there. Also, the hat game. I see this happening.
I literally just said I'm so glad you're wearing a hat. I'm so glad you're wearing a hat. It's a nice
Wait,
hat.
you didn't plan this?
No.
Oh.
These are actor hats
Oh, we'll talk
when
about
they're
that.
off duty.
So, I'm just going to go right out the gate. All three of you, are starring in some of our favorite movies that have already come out but are also coming out. And basically are literally one of multiple of the best kept secrets ever. I am not going to ask you for any secrets yet. But how hard has it really been keeping these secrets and still keeping these secrets on these upcoming movies?
I mean, it's almost the Marvel way. I think I've been doing these films for a while now. So as the Marvel universe has kind of increased in popularity, the secrecy has kind of moved.
So you've trained yourself.
Well, it just kind of has evolved in a very analogous way. With every new movie, there's a slight tweak in the secrecy, and in the last film, they weren't even giving out scripts. So it never feels new. It always feels kind of par for the course, and for good cause.
So, Karen.
Yes.
For many fans, we saw you alongside the 11th Doctor.
Woohoo! I can see a TARDIS over there as well. It's
There is
taking me
TARDIS.
back.
It was the first picture I took when I got in the room. I was very
Good
excited.
choice.
I mean, you can never go wrong with the TARDIS.
You really can.
So needless to say, you spent a lot of time in space and in
Yes.
time.
Mm-hmm.
What was the biggest challenge for you jumping from Doctor Who into literally taking over the persona of Nebula in Guardians of Galaxy?
I mean, it's sort of, I now, in retrospect, think it's kind of similar. I mean, I worked on a lot of spaceships, time traveled and run around space for years. And then I got the role of Nebula in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. And I just remember being incredibly intimidated. I was like, this is a big Hollywood movie, and I work on British television, and what the hell is happening? And then I walked on set for the first day with Lee, and then I realized, oh,